Hi, good evening, dear friends and co-workers. This is Efrat from Jerusalem. Thank you again for being here. The current reality in Israel is simply unbearable sometimes, on every level. From the deep societal rift within, through the devastating war in Gaza and its unspeakable consequence, to Israel growing international isolation and the dismantling of the rule of law. And it's all interconnected. I want to focus on two events from this complex picture. The first one is what we call Jerusalem Day. Today marks Jerusalem Day, the day on which East Jerusalem was conquered or liberated, depending on one's perspective. The main event is the flag march, which passes through the streets of the old city, but quickly becomes a display of provocation and often harassment toward the local resident. In contrast, there is a point of light in an event by the organization Tag Meir, which holds a flower march along similar routes. In this event, flowers handed out to residents in an effort to bring a spirit of reconciliation, hope, and humanity to the street of East Jerusalem. The second one is dismantling of democracy. We are witnessing a dangerous trend, a systematic breakdown of Israel's judicial and democratic institute by the Prime Minister and various ministers. They openly reject Supreme ruling and ignore the instruction of the Attorney General, pushing the country into a severe constitutional crisis. In the midst of all this, Israeli society is torn, in pain, and growing violent and hearted. And above all of this, the endless and senseless war.
Where's the activity meeting? Is it upstairs? Do you know where it is?
58 hostages still in life-threatening danger, suffering terribly in Hamas tunnel. The horrifying killing of innocent civilians. And yet, Israel's civil, democratic and liberal society does not give up on these values. Tens of thousands of people are demonstrating in the street. Let us send light, love, and power from here to all this human soul in this suffering area. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you, Efrat, for bringing quite a great picture of the dismantling of democracy and this tension with part of society here that still has those values, human values that we cherish. Today, I will try to bring a specific angle of how the Druze, a minority in Lebanon, Syria, and Israel, how they see the future of the Middle East through the eyes of Walid Jumblat. Walid Jumblat is a predominant Druze leader in Lebanon who really has a front row seat in the traumas that have shaken the region in the last 50, 60 years. So, in his eyes, what does the new Middle East look like? A dark cloud because of Palestine, he says. The tragedy of Palestinian people is continuing and will last at least for another 100 years, if not more, according to him. The colonial Western project in the Middle East is not stopping. Some Arab countries that are rich accommodate to business, like agreements and all kinds of business, and nobody is left in the Arab world to protect the Palestinians. In the present situation, he sees Gaza completely obliterated, and the population will be obliged to flee. Where to? It's a big question. And the same is happening very fast in the West Bank. In the meantime, the Lebanese Druze Walid Jumblat trusts in Syria Julani, and he trusts the legitimacy of his leadership. He says he's clever, he knows what he wants a unified Syria. And as far as the Druze are concerned, he wants to incorporate them in the system. A complex job, since the Druze are dispersed in Syria, Lebanon, and Israel. He visualizes Lebanon profiting from the situation by lack of any other choice. And he sees Lebanon build a modern state, non-sectarian, deconfessionalized, as he says, the only way to unite the Lebanese people. He sees the necessity of being in a state of non-war, and also, so far, in a state of non-peace, just in a state of armistice, to breathe. He sees Western colonialism continue because of all kinds of interests, and also because of the tendency of the West that treats Arabs as inferiors. He really stressed this point. But he also sees, because he is positive and he has hope, a betterment.
You should really listen to this.
A betterment of the human condition in the region. When? In 100 years? In more than that? When corruption diminishes? Where there will be less dichotomy between the rich and the poor? And there will be a ray of light for better human relations. This is what Walid Jumblat, the Druze leader, thinks. So thank you, friends, for being. And it's a privilege to share with you some of the different angles that I can absorb gradually in this area. Blessings. Over to you, Uta.
Thank you again, the two of you, for making this effort of the heart and the mind to bring us each week some angle of this complex cauldron. And here we have a vision of for 100 years and more, coinciding with the centennial conclave of hierarchy. So let us do our work. So let us settle into our body, into this place in us of silence, of peace. Being engulfed in the interdimensional silence. This interdimensional telepathic field that is palpable. And within it, let us step into our function as a planetary, soul-guided server on behalf of the Middle East and the world. So we are coming together, joining our hearts into the group heart of this serving unit. We're joining our minds into our unified telepathic lighted field. Standing as souls in communion with all soul-guided servers around the planet. And as part of the Ajna center of the planet, we take our position at the midway point between the higher realms and the manifest world. Standing calm, like on a pinnacle overlooking the world. Just taking a moment to observe humanity in its wholeness, spread out over the continents, ordered into nations. There's all these many relationships between the nations. And slowly focusing in now on the Middle East, West Asia. And just from above, so to speak, observing this intense planetary vortex with its mental, emotional, and physical strata. The vortex within the planetary body, solar plexus cauldron. And turning our eyes upwards now towards our ashramic co-workers, opening ourselves, tuning into their concentrated thought field. Focusing on that aspect of the emerging plan that relates to the Middle East. Opening our consciousness to a possible vision, a hierarchical vision for the next 100 years. And releasing all previous thoughts and expectations. Let us just take a few minutes now in silence, in this high receptivity, to get a sense, to intuit what is trying to work itself out here. We are doing this effort to intuit a possible vision for the Middle East as our contribution to bring the potential and the actual into relationship, to enable a flow, a connection. Letting the vibration of this potential redeemed condition flow into our group field. Giving it space, letting it gain substance, meditating it into reality in our group awareness. We will this vision to come about. And with our will, we bring it into relation, the potential and the actual. We sense a magnetic relationship being set up between them and energy starting to flow. See and sense a shaft of pure golden white light, broad and brilliant, flood West Asia. See a huge column of light pouring through all planes. Hold this column steady in the will to peace. See soul light flooding the mental sphere of the Middle East. See soul light pouring into the astral plane of the Middle East. See soul light pouring into the etheric physical plane of the Middle East, penetrating into the earth, impacting the old thought forms, the buried ancient evil, let us invoke the Lords of Liberation to aid in this planetary task. Let the Lords of Liberation issue forth. Let them bring succor to humanity. Let the rider from the secret place come forth, and coming save. Come forth, Almighty One. Let the souls of men awaken to the light, and may they stand with massed intent. Let the fiat of the Lord go forth, the end of woe has come. Come forth, Almighty One. The hour of service of the saving force has now arrived. Let it be spread abroad, Almighty One. Let light and love and power and death fulfill the purpose of the coming one. The will to save is here. The love to carry forth the work is widely spread abroad. The active aid of all who know the truth is also here. Come forth, Almighty One, and blend these three. Construct a great defending wall. The rule of evil now must end. Let us see the saving force spreading to the entire Middle East, into each nation, and into each ethnic and religious group, for all our relations, for the highest good of all. Let us anchor the saving force in the Middle East through the sound of the great invocation in Hebrew and in Arabic.
מנקודת האור אשר בדעת אל, יזרום האור אל דעת האדם, ירד האור על פני האדמה. מנקודת האהבה אשר בלב האל, יזרום האהבה אל לבבות אנוש, ישוב מורה עולם על פני האדמה. מהמרכז שבו נודע רצון האל, תנחה תכלית את רצונות אדם, תכלית אותה מורי האנושות יודעים ומשרתים. מהמרכז אשר נקרא המין האנושי, תוגשם תוכנית האהבה והאור, ויחתם הפתח אל הרע. יהי רצון, ויחדשו אור אהבה ועוצמה, את התוכנית על פני האדמה. אמן.
من نقطة النور في العقل الإلهي ليشع النور في عقول الناس وليهبط النور إلى الأرض. من نقطة الحب في القلب الإلهي ليتسرب الحب إلى قلوب الناس وليرجع معلم الكون إلى الأرض. من المركز الذي تعرف منها إرادة الله لتقود الغاية إرادة الناس البسيطة، تلك الغاية التي يدركه المعلمون ويخدمونها. من المركز الذي ندون بالجنس البشري لينتج تسمين الحب والنور ويختم على الباب الذي يقيم به الشر، ليجدد النور والحب والقوة التسمين على الأرض. الله أمين. Oh.